Right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Charles, for the opportunity. Well, it's another edition. We're here again Monday. What's today's date? 28th or 29th? I think it's 29th of June. Welcome to the call. So Monday Night Live special with me, Harold Amenyah. So guys, on tonight's edition of Monday Night Live, our guest is the co-owner of Nguvu Global, a production and retail company, and as well Marketing Matters Ghana Limited. She is the former sales and distribution manager of Syndicated Capital Ghana Limited, also a former secretary general of the Ghana Mini Golf Federation. All right, founder of Youth Sports Initiative, which is an NGO for student athletes, and then How Great I Am TV. An avid philanthropist and traveler who has traveled 26 cities in Europe, 3 islands, and 6 cities in Africa. The first female marketing director to come out of GH, okay? And the second female to come out of West Africa, marketing director. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest for tonight's edition of Monday Night Live is the one and only Francesca Apeagyei. Francesca, can you hear me?
Hi, Harold. Good evening. I can hear you louder.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out to be on our call. We are so honored to have you.
Great.
Right. So
thank you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you, Harold. I can hear you.
Awesome. How's your day been?
It's been a normal day. I did my 3 per day. So you did one testimonial for me. So you know how my day went. And then, you know, the usual stuff, sold a couple of fridges and ACs here and there. So it's fine.
Okay, because I remember I tried calling you somewhere during the day and you were like, this is not a good time to talk. I should call you later.
I was selling a fridge.
You're selling a fridge. Awesome. So welcome to the call. Listen, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you once again. It's been a week, I think, already, but yeah, congratulations one more time. Listen, yeah. I can't be any more proud of you, man. I can't be any more proud of you. Congratulations. And I want to find out from you, how did it all start for you? I mean, we know Cheska to be this very hardworking lady who is always on the go, trying to get things happen, trying to make things happen, regardless of what other people are doing. But how did it all start for you? How did you chance on Worldventures?
Okay, it's funny you should ask me, and it's funny you should be the one actually interviewing me, because you were the one who shared this with me. And I don't know if you know this, but at the time you shared it with me, I think I was at the lowest point. You know, I've done so many things. I've had money, and I invested it into my new business when I quit my job, and it didn't work out. That was Playboy. So Playboy condoms came and they contracted me to distribute for Ghana. I put money in, bought a lot of stock, put it in Shell, Goil, Total, pharmacies. They said they were gonna advertise, they're coming with the bunnies and stuff. So we're super excited, my partner and I. Mostly me, because Marketing Matters is mine. And so I put a lot of money in that and it didn't work out. And then I was in debt. On top of that, I had just joined another network marketing company. And that company was the company that actually introduced me to residual income and the business and how it works and forming teams. So at the time, I shared Max International with you, Howard, and you looked at me and you said, well, this is great, but you look tired. And I said, yeah, I am. You know, I didn't have enough money in fact, my account was minus 479. I was trying to stay happy. My relationship didn't work out. And, you know, I was just trying to cling on to something. So I learned a lot about all my products and I was selling it. And you're like, I need a vacation. And I was like, you know what? Vax is going to give me a vacation when I rank up. So I'm working really hard for a vacation. And you said, you don't need to work hard for a vacation. I sell vacations and I sell it at discounted pricing and I earn in dollars. And I said, well, I earn in CDs, the same thing. You said no. If you run around for 500 CDs, and I run around for $500, I'm 5 times, at the time, it was 5 times, I'm 5 times ahead of you. You know what? It struck a chord. They're like, registration is $279 or something like that. And I didn't have the money. But I went to think about it. And I said, Harold is not selling any products. He doesn't need to carry anything. I'm carrying all these things in my car and everywhere. They're everywhere. And he's selling travel. And I love to travel. I mean, when I was a student, did a Euro tour. I love eating different food, drinking wine, and thing. And it's the life that I want. So I think that 2 days before I just hit a rank in math, I quit. I called him and I told him I'm quitting. I called my upline and all the mentors that have taught me to tell them I'm out. And then they said, well, you just hit a rank. And I had an ace and I donated my entire account. I called him. I said, Stanley, this is my account. These are all the people I signed up. I'm donating it to you and your family. Please grow the business. I'm moving on to another business. If you're ready to know about it, I'll tell you about it, but I'm not coaching you. I'm not cross-recruiting you. I've made a decision and I'm moving on. And everybody thought I was crazy. They told me Worldventures is a scam, it's going to collapse and everything. And I said, I'm gonna go down with it. I've quit. So I left. And then fast forward, I called you. I gave you a check, I think. And then you called me to tell me my check had bounced, which I knew it would bounce anyway because I knew I was broke. But I just didn't want to not give you anything. You didn't know me that well. We weren't good friends. I was friends with your cousin Toby. So we didn't have a relationship. But I wanted you to trust me because I felt like, I'm trustworthy and do what I needed to go and do and come back. And then I needed to go and look for money. Then I borrowed money and then I got started. I think I sent you Momo, right? And then I didn't have a Visa card at the time. And then you said, well, you need to go and get a Visa card and all of this. And then we started. Then you said, then I said, what's the first thing I need to do? You said, make a list. So that night, I started to make a list on my laptop. All in my math business, I canceled them, crossed them all out. And that's a chunk of my warm market. But I'm a friendly person. I had a lot more warm market. So I started making a new list on my laptop. And I sent it to you, Excel sheet. I'm like, look at what I've done, my list. Then we decided to call and invite a day per day. You said invite them to Appleview Hotel. You had 20 of my guests every day, 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. Like they were all turning up, they were all showing up, they're all showing up. And we did presentations upon presentations upon presentations. And at that time, I got a gig with the Ghana Mini Golf Federation, and I just got promoted to Secretary General. So I had to juggle the two. I had to come and meet you at 7:30, and then we close at 11, sometimes 12, sometimes 1.
This is 12 midnight.
Yes, 12 midnight, because some of my guests will come in late and I'll wait. And I'll share the deal and right. I don't know how to present.
Right. So I mean, we'll come to that. We'll come to the bit where I held where I actually got you started. I got you up and doing. But I want to find out from you what made you shift from the company that you were with to Worldventures. What in Worldventures got you so attracted and made you jump ship?
The lifestyle. I'm a salesperson. I can sell everything, anything. I sell TVs, I sell laptops, today I sold 3 fridges, 1 AC. I sell, I love to give people value. This is what I have, this is what you need, let's meet, okay? And that's me. So Worldventures was freedom. Worldventures, I told you, you were smiling throughout presentations and I was asking you why you're so happy in life, because I was depressed. I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't happy. A lot of things are not going on well for me. Okay. Yeah, so freedom.
It's actually very funny. It's actually very funny because, having this conversation actually reminds me of that night when we met at ANC, and you were so tired, you were yawning whilst the video was playing. In fact, I doubt if I don't think the presentation even ended. You had to run.
Yeah.
You know, you were so tired, it wasn't even funny. And I looked at you in the eye and I said, you needed a vacation. You know, at that point, I just don't know. But I think sometimes, you know, God speaks through us. I just didn't know why I just said that you needed a vacation, and it was just the nail hitting right on the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to find out from you, what was your first month like? What was your first month like? That's actually what you were getting into before, you know, I caught you. So what was your first month like? So Francesca sees the deal. She doesn't see the deal in full, goes home, thinks about it, gets back to me the following day and says, I want to do this, but then there's the money. The money objection is that you didn't have a city, all right? And I really knew that you could do this. I didn't know you could do this because I just knew you from a distance. I mean, I knew Francesca. I didn't even know you had such a lot of experience with marketing and all that. So I just was doing my prospecting. I was just flipping the cards as we've been taught to do, right? So I show you the deal. You go home, think about it, and get back to me that you want to do this. Now, money was the problem. I remember signing you up on iPayout. Yes,
Yeah.
I signed
Yeah.
you up.
And so yeah.
I signed you up on iPayout, and then you know you had to go find the money. And I said, listen, you have
You said
14
I
days
had
to
two
go.
weeks.
Yes, you
Yeah.
have 14 days to go find the money. So it was 2 days for your iPayout to expire.
Yes. Yes. It was 2 days, and then I had to go find. So I borrowed that last bit. I told my brother I'll give him back to him in 3 months. Okay, because I was looking at, okay, if the first and second month doesn't work out, I have to find somebody to give me money to go pay this guy off so that I don't have any wahala with him. My first month in the business was busy. My first 2 months in the business was very busy. I zeroed in on Worldventures. I made a list every single night to invite in the morning. Every morning you received a text message from me with a list. Every single morning you received a text message. And the mornings that you didn't receive a text message, you'll get it in the afternoon. You're like, today you didn't text me. I'm like, oh, sorry. Then I'll take my book. Then I'll start texting. Then I'll produce it. I'm like, tonight, these guys are showing up.
Yeah, yeah. And you know the people will just be coming in every single day. They'll be coming in. It was like we're
It
in a
was a
consulting
show.
room.
It was a show. It was a big show. It was a big show. The whole business, I understood that network marketing, the whole business was inviting. I learned that from my previous company. And so I went in. And this was easier to invite because I used one line. I didn't say anything else. I just used one line. Let's
What were some of
agree.
the lines
Hey,
you used? What were some of the lines you used? Because listen, man, I mean, I didn't have to. I don't remember training you. I don't remember training. I gave you directions. I gave you what to do, but I don't remember training you on what to say and preparing you for rejection like the things I do now. Because
yeah.
I wasn't that trained back then. So I don't remember really training you, but you got it. What were some of the invite lines you used back then?
Hey, Harold, what are you doing this evening? Not much. Let's have drinks. Okay, where? Airport View Hotel, 7 o'clock. And then there was one person, my friend Giselle. Now I couldn't ask her to have drinks. She'll be like, that's awkward because she's my very good friend. I was in her house yesterday. So I said I had some big news and she thought I was getting married. I had just broken up. The irony. So so I said to her, no, it's big news. We're meeting some guy. And then she was like, are you getting married? Are you serious? I'm like, we're meeting a guy. Come. She came with her husband and everything.
Yeah,
And
I
then
remember
she met
very well.
you.
I
She was like,
remember very
she
well.
was like, oh, I know him. Is he the one? He's the one. And then I said, have a seat. And then you opened your laptop and we started sharing the presentation. She was like, she didn't join. She still hasn't joined. But she knows that it's real and everything. But her husband was a bit interested. Now they have other things going on. They did say this 2021, they might look into it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you joined. What date did you sign up? And you know, your first month was busy. You know, just walk us through the ranks. So you got your four. When did you sign up? When did you get your four? When did you hit the first residual rank of senior rep and on and on and on?
Okay, so Howard, if you know know me, you know that I'm not very good with dates, right? So
Okay.
I got my 4, I think in the first month,
Yeah.
because my friend signed up one day before the 28th day, and then also I think 2 weeks later I hit my first rank. Then a couple of weeks later, I know I did senior rep in 7.5 weeks. And at the time I did senior rep, I didn't know anything about back office. You kept on going, oh, you've made $700. Oh, you've made this, you've made that. You were literally telling me the money I'd made. And I was doing presentation. I was presenting. And then I think the first time I started doing presentations was when he fell sick. So Harold, you were doing all my presentations. All I did was invite. Then
I did all your presentations till you hit senior rep.
Yes. I'll invite, and you will do all the talking, and I'll edify you. One day you felt sick, and then I could hear from your voice you had a cold, and I was like, this guy is sick. He's supposed to be working for me. Why are you sick? You're supposed to be doing presentations when you're like, you can't. You've invited some people at Airport View, so I should come, I should be there. So I was there. I had my laptop, and then the people came, and I started doing a presentation for the first time, and I got a yes. From then onwards, I stopped relying on you more. I started relying on me more. And I was doing my presentation, and you will come in and do the closing. So that's how it worked out.
Okay, interesting. So we have some 117 people on the call who are hopefully going to be inspired after this call. And Cheska, I just want you to, just bear it all, okay? Bear it all as honest as you can, just bear it all. Now, I want to find out from you, it's been a journey. When did you sign up? What was the sign-up date? I'm sure you can.
November 2018.
Okay, that's in November 2018. Awesome. So it's been a journey, almost 2 years now, like a year and a half now. Now, what have some? I know you've been to places with Worldventures. I mean, you haven't been to more places than I have, but yes, you have been. I think you've done a lot with going places with Worldventures. But share with us some of the crazy experiences you've had, having to propagate the gospel of Worldventures. The crazy moments, some of the things that you would normally, the average person would normally not do, the things that you've had to do to go just get this word out there.
All right, so I remember there was a period we went through winter, and we had a lot of people quitting. In fact, my entire team quit. I built senior rep by myself, and I went out to help every single member on my team, and they all quit. They all quit. And then I dropped rank to star rep. And then he kept on calling me, when are you doing senior rep again? When are you doing senior rep again? And I was thinking, I can't build this just to watch it die. I can't watch my business die, So I said I had a plan. I wanted to do Zooms to Liberia and Nigeria. So I came up with a poster, and I was doing Zooms. I was trying to connect on Facebook with people. And because I couldn't watch my business die. I'm not a quitter, and I didn't want to fail. There are too many people waiting for me to fail, and I couldn't prove them right. And so I started connecting with people. And a few days later, there was a guy from Liberia who signed up. His name is Alfred. He went and signed up people. So I quickly connected with Alfred. And I said, hi, Alfred, my name is Francesca. I don't know you, you don't know me yet, but I'm about to train you. And I need an accommodation, a very good one, because I'm coming to Liberia. And he was like, wow. And I said, I'm in Tumi's team, because it's somebody from Tumi's team who signed him up. And then I sent you a message that I want to go to Liberia. And you're like, go. I told Charles, I want to go to Liberia. He said, go. Prospecting. No upon no's. And I've not had so many rejections hitting me at once like that. No. So I left. I was pissed off. And I left. Went to Liberia. I didn't know anybody. I was so uncomfortable. I didn't know anybody. The hotel wasn't great. Alfred, Lincoln, and James, They came to pick me up from the airport. Now, these are people I don't know. We've been WhatsApping, not even Zooming, we've been WhatsApping. So I hadn't really seen them, only their pictures. They came to pick me up from the airport. They took me to my hotel. And then I said, come pick me up 8 o'clock tomorrow. And let's pick me up. They picked me up from the airport in a car. But they didn't come and pick me up the next day in a car. They said it was a friend's car, that they didn't have a car. So we went around in Okada. Okay, so I had my laptop, dressed up, everything in an Okada, from schools to churches to banks. We just walked in, hi, my name is Francesca, I have something to show you. Presentation upon presentation to help grow their team. And then I had evening training sessions with them when the numbers kept on growing, training and training and training, because they had never seen a pioneer card. They had never seen a senior rep. They had never seen the back office. They hadn't. I'm going to teach everything. Just the time I could present, he could some people in his team. And I'm trying to learn personal stuff. I couldn't. Alfred only joined the team. Alfred only joined my team last week Monday.
That's fine. We'll come to that. So you went to Liberia, stayed there for how many days?
Well, 6 days.
6 days. Spent over $1,000 and came up with literally nothing. Okay, came back with literally nothing. Now, that's fair enough. So locally, what are some of the sacrifices? What are some of the things that you did just to make sure that your business was up and doing? Venue rentals. What are some of the things that you know? Because you see, people sign up to this, and I keep watching people make excuses, and it's funny. I just want you to let people know, the kind of things that you've had to do, sacrifices you've had to make sure that your team stands, and then your team, grows locally. Okay.
So first of all, my social life was non-existent. I had a few date offers. I decided not to date. I wasn't dating at all. It was like a clear decision. I did not want to get distracted. I felt like this was a second chance for me. I felt like this was another opportunity. I had kids from my NGO I was still supporting. I had to make money. And so I decided to cut out. I didn't go out. My only outing was with you. Every single time. If we went to Kasarere, or, by the way, we got kicked out of Airport View Hotel, and then you found Kasarere. Then when we got kicked out of that location for non-payment of rent, I signed up Richie, and I sat down with Richie, and I negotiated Cockpit Lounge on Sundays. So we were at Cockpit every single Sunday. I was there. You were there too. And we had to find a venue. And there were people coming. Then one day Richie said, his management said we had to pay rent. So we started charging people at the gate just so that I can top up the difference to pay off the rent. And people were not paying, so they kicked us out. And the next time I tried to do house parties, travel parties in my house. I did it once, it was very good. Second time, only child showed up. I didn't try it again my third time. No one showed up my second time. And then I had 2 guests who thought it was a real party and they didn't talk to me again because they felt like I deceived them. That's when I learned in training not to dramatize travel parties because people think it's a party and they'll feel misled. So I tried to do that at my house, it didn't work. We've tried different locations, actually, in venue. I don't remember. The one I remember is Lounge because we use that quite a bit. And that just to share the presentation, just to share the opportunity, just to share the fact that you can travel at a discounted price. Now, I was a student when I was doing my Euro tour. I was working 2 jobs. And I was going to school. And on the weekends and holidays, I'll fly out, and I'll fly out to Ryanair or EasyJet because they were cheaper, and I'll fly with a backpack with a few clothes, and then my credit card to buy food and stuff. So I'll go with a few friends, one or two friends, and then we'll just live freely. You know, at a point I was living on an island for like 10 days because I just wanted to live freely. So when you showed me this, it just reminded me of freedom. And I felt like a lot more people wanted this. That's what I thought. So when people were signing up, I thought they were thinking like me, like they wanted freedom too. The work ethic is what killed them. It's what exposed them. Lazy people are always exposed, always exposed. As soon as I see a lazy person, I say, make a list, invite people to see this opportunity. Oh, it's too much work. It's like, it's a disappointment. I feel like you see this $15. No one's going to give you $15. Money doesn't come to people who need it. Money comes to people who deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve $15. So I started exiting people, started taking out people. I'll enroll you, coach you for 2 weeks, and kick you out. Hated laziness. I still do. Except now awesome. I don't kick out. Yes. Now I don't kick out. I'll just leave you to die.
Okay. Cool. I want you to share with us. You know, you've been very consistent. I mean, I can't even think about a more consistent member than you. But tell me, what has kept you going? I mean, from the day I signed you up till now, what has kept you going? I mean, you've mentioned the fact that in the beginning, obviously, you had challenges, you had relationship challenges, you had financial challenges and stuff like that. But I'm sure things are not the same now. But still, you seem to have more fire than ever before. What keeps you going?
Okay, so to have money, I don't have it anymore. Now is the future. The future is too bright. The possibilities is too much. When it dawned on me, the first time I went for international training with you, and I said, how is this Worldventures? And you said yes. And I said, but I see South Africa, I see Kenya, I see Uganda, I see Zimbabwe. Where is Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire? You know, West Africans, we're expecting to see West African countries. So I was like, where's Nigeria? Where's Cote d'Ivoire? Where's Sierra Leone? Where's West Africa? And you said, we're the only ones. You said, we are the first ones. And I said, huh? You mean if I build a team of 3,000 people, I'm an IMD, first set, and out of me, it will grow. That's when it hit me. That's when the switch flipped. That's when it was game over.
I can imagine you. I mean, I remember you. You got cold. I remember you were sitting next to me. You got cold. And you know, that night you couldn't sleep. What was the experience for you like when I took you for that training the first time?
I couldn't believe. I didn't think it was that big. I didn't think it was. You forced me to buy the ticket. So I went to tell my parents I'm going to South Africa to change my life. I didn't know what I was talking about. And they said, well, there's xenophobia, there's this, there's that. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to change my life. So I'm not asking you, I'm literally telling you. So pick me up from the airport. That's what I said. And they're like, okay, I should go. And then when I went, I just trusted you. The whole thing from beginning to end, I just trusted what you said. Okay. At that time, I hadn't really started listening to audios. I hadn't really started reading the books. I wasn't all in like that. It's Harold said this, so I'm doing it. Harold said that. Harold is earning dollars. I'm not. So I'm going to listen to what Harold says. Okay. I got there and I realized my whole life could literally change. I can do this forever. I could be here. The energy was high. The energy was positive. And then I saw Chris and I nudged him. I'm like, that's the guy from the slide. And then you introduced me to Chris, and then you introduced me to Anand, and then you introduced me to Peter, and it became real. These are people I used to see on my slides. I used to talk about them, and they're here, and I'm here, and all these people are here. And that's when I was like very excited about it, and I felt like everybody should see it.
Mm, Awesome, awesome. So, I mean, let me see. We're going to get into the questions really, really soon. We're not going to delay with the questions this time around, but I want to find out from you, okay, what is that? What would you tell people? Okay, I mean, in your first week, listen, your first month, you gave me a lot of work. What would you tell people? I mean, and you were obviously then the numbers came with a lot of rejections. I mean, I was there. I saw. I mean, I witnessed it. What was well, how many numbers? What were the numbers? I'm sure you. I don't know if you remember, but maybe you should because you would every morning you wake up and then you send me. You had your list in an Excel sheet. You just send it to me in a PDF format, and you say these are the people we're expecting for tonight. Roughly, what are the numbers you did? Because you see, um, you got off to a very great start, and I want people to understand the amount of work you put in to get off to that great start.
Okay, so my first month it was 154, and I did 60. I showed 60 people. Showed 60 people. I had 4 yeses, not immediately, but then towards the ending. But I showed a number of 60 people in a month, and towards the ending of that month, I got my 4. Okay, and in 2019, this is my book where I'll just sit down and just write my list. My list. I have 2 books. This is my second book. It's just list. So this is my second book. I have 2 books. My other one is somewhere. So when I tell people make a list and you don't make a list, I don't know what to say anymore because everything, the whole business, the whole momentum is going to pop out of the list. It pops like popcorn. As soon as you start inviting and you start inviting a lot of them, you'll see it's a numbers thing. It starts happening. It starts happening. You can literally hit senior rep by yourself just from your list. So I showed a lot of people. I'm sure I've showed more than 300 people, 400 people over the period. And today I managed to show 3 people who are even still my warm contact.
Awesome, awesome, great. So I mean, from being qualified rep to marketing director right now, how long did it take you? I mean, I've had this question from a lot of my members, especially the newbies. They keep asking, especially when they start and then they begin to form something like a team. They start asking, but Harold, I'm the one doing all the work. How come I'm the one doing all the work? And sometimes it's frustrating, and they get people on board, and then the people don't do anything. How long did it take you to find a builder?
Okay, so it took almost close to a year, I think.
What rank were you? What rank
Senior
were you?
rep. I was senior rep for a very, very long time. I didn't deserve senior rep. I cried about it. I'm like, my work ethic is too high for senior rep. Like, when am I going to find? I'm a salesperson, and sales is linear income. This business is not linear income. This business requires you to duplicate yourself. Find somebody who's like you. How can I not find somebody who's hardworking? How can I not find somebody who wants to travel? How can I? So I felt like it was me. And that's when I started taking personal development very seriously. That's when I started reading the books and following sessions on leadership because I was sales oriented. So I was selling, I can describe dream trips. And I saw dream trips and I took my first dream trip a year later. I can describe for you to join, but I couldn't lead properly.
So it took you how long? It took you how long to find a builder? How long again?
Almost a year.
Almost a
And
year.
that was even when I came back from from Liberia, and I had 0 signups, and I still opened my laptop, and then I invited Kwesi and Lady Magda, both of them, to a Zoom. It was an international Zoom. I was in my pajamas, and I was like, today is a good day. Every day is a good day. Opened it, invited them. Kwesi watched, Magda watched. Kwesi is a green, Magda is a blue. So I went to Magda first, and she wanted to sign up because she wanted to travel. but she needed to get the money. Then I zoomed to Kwesi, and Kwesi didn't understand it. He had divided attention. So I represented at the car park in my car. So I had my laptop, and I called you for a testimonial. And then he went to sort out himself. And I said, Kwesi, I read that he was agreeing. Read this book, Your First Year in Network Marketing. He read the entire book and signed up. And signed up not because of me, because he has learned from the book what network marketing is. And that's why he's a leader. That's why he's a leader. You can't be an ignorant leader. That's why he's a leader.
So you go through this business for almost a year, doing everything yourself. You are the one who's talking on your page. You are the one who's doing all the announcements. You are the one who's doing all the presentations. You are the one who's doing literally everything. In fact, enrollment, you're the one who's doing it. All right.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you see, this business, I love it. You know why I love it? Because I haven't seen a business that is the same for everybody like this before. You know, I love the fact that it's repetition. So, you know, when I pick up the phone, before someone tells me something, I already know where it's going.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's why the IMDs can talk with so much confidence, because they can literally see. So you just have to listen to what they say. You know, and that's one thing I love about this business, and that's one thing that will make me stay, because it's just so easy. The more you do it, the easier it is. It's just like drinking water.
Yeah.
And you know, today, for instance, I woke up. You know, I was hoping to have a good day. I had 2 meetings scheduled, and you know, we've been doing a lot of online meetings, but today was my day to go out there and have physical meetings as well. And guess what? One of my meetings, the person didn't turn up. He told me he was in the bank. He was in the bank for 7 hours, you know, and I came back home with, you know, a straight face. The other person's card didn't work, and I came back and I'm still jumping on testimonials as if nothing happened, right? So listen, I want you to share. You know, people think that, I mean, I've had people tell me, you know, when you started ranking up very fast, you know, I did this business from July till about November before signing you up. And from July to November, I was just like you, doing all the work myself until I signed you up. And when I signed you up, and you were just like a breath of fresh air, you came in, you know, boom, 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 senior rep in like 7.5 weeks, and everybody woke up on my team and they were asking, so who is this lady? Does she do this full time? What would you say to people that think that people, you know, just chance on the success? People, you know, a lot of people think that when people are being celebrated for one achievement or the other, they are lucky. Okay, what would you say to such people?
They are not lucky. I work my ass off. For every single sign up I made, I had at least 6, 7 no's. I had so many no's, so many rejection, so many of them. I even stopped bothering to cry. It wasn't that painful anymore. Before it was, I'm like, how can you not see this? But what happened later on, the reason why rejection hurt me more was because the 3 people I signed up, okay, no, 1 person I signed up who hadn't gone for a vacation in a long time, was stressed out, was tired, and saw the travel club and said, hey, I want to travel around, sign me up. 2 of them, they were working their asses off and were so tired. And they told me they'll get back to me. They need to look for the money. All 3 of them died. And all 3 of them hadn't, you know, lived the life that they wanted to live. And when I prospect, I have a conversation in the beginning. And so I really cried. I'm like, these 2 guys in particular, they never traveled. They never saw anywhere except for Ghana. And they never signed up. One of them signed up in December 2019, had a car crash and died. So I realized that life is super short. And so when you're going through no's, when you're prospecting, speak to people, speak from the heart. You're giving them a gift. If they say no, try. Sometimes I try. I say, are you sure you don't want to live this life? I'm going to help you. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to support you. Are you sure you don't want this? They say no. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi. It's a scam. I said, thank you. When you're going through the no's, don't worry. But just understand that you need to just, some people, you need to push a little bit. But what you have is more powerful than what they think. They don't know. They don't know what you have. When you're prospecting, when you're inviting, when you're sharing, personalize it. Get to the, especially when it's one-on-one. This works when it's one-on-one. When it's one-on-one, get to them. If they still say no, let them understand that this is not one of those things, and opportunities are scarce. I see people who know how to play football walking around, people who know how to sing walking around. Why are they not Beyonce? Because opportunity is scarce. What you're showing them is something that can potentially change their own whole lives. And as you keep on saying it every time, you are reinforcing the belief within yourself. It's very easy to doubt yourself. It's very easy to think that this won't work. A few times in the past, I used to think, what if this thing doesn't work? I don't think that anymore. It's easy to fall into that trap. But understand this, if you keep on repeating affirmations, this is the best thing that has ever happened, this is good, it will become the best thing that has ever happened. It will manifest deep down in your life. And shares, let your prospects feel that emotion. Let them feel that you found something truly. Some of them will turn around and come. Some of my people who said no to me in the past have apologized to me. They called me to apologize, and they thought I was trying to scam them. And they seen from my status, they seen from my Instagram that I wasn't trying to scam them. Other people they know have tried to share this deal with them, and they spoke badly about me, and they've apologized. They apologized to me. See, so that's because I really, really, really prospect from the heart. I'll tell you what it is. So if they say no, don't let it get to you. What you have is stronger than what they think.
Awesome. So 45 minutes into the interview right now, I'm going to switch to the questions because, today I want to give an opportunity to most of our guests to, ask you questions from their heart. So I'm just going to see if I can, before then, there are some typed questions here. This one from an anonymous attendee says, Cheska, your story matches mine a bit. What would you say to someone still struggling?
No, press on. Invite, share, enroll, educate. Be like a robot. That's me now. Invite, share, enroll, educate. I have a list all the time. I have lists on my fridge, in my room, my dining. I have just invite, share, enroll, and make new friends. I remember I signed up my Bolt driver. I don't know if he still does Bolt, but at the time he was my Bolt, and he sounded eloquent, So I invited him in. And I spoke to him. I said, why are you riding Bolt? What's the issue? I always want to get to know. I'm always interested in you. And then I want to give you something that I do. He said, yes, he has a team now, but he was a cold prospect. Don't be quick to share Worldventures. Get to know what someone's problem is. What's the issue with your work? How is it going? Is it time? Is it like really talk to them and take your time with the process, okay? They would open up and then you can share what you have. Do that all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time, because people connect emotionally. I use emotions because that's my strength, but also because it works, okay? So it works for most people, not everybody, most people. And have that conversation, be like a consultant. You have an answer to a problem. So be like that consultant and ask and probe and say, okay, if I showed you this, and this is what it has done for me, or this is what it's about to do for me, would you watch it? It's about to give me time freedom. I know you think time freedom is rare, but this is what a few friends of mine are experiencing right now. This is what I'm about to experience, and this is what I want to share with you. So that's how I did my opening for today's prospect that I met. And he said he wants to buy bootcamp because he's been scammed before. So he wants to buy bootcamp. So I said, okay, tomorrow he should send me 300 CDs. Even if I didn't make a gold sale, I still made a bootcamp sale. Because
it's a good and he was talking about the fact that, I mean, when you sell a boot camp, if you're able to get people into the event, it's also a very good way of getting them to stay in the business forever. So sometimes instead of trying to sell a membership for a direct commission, you could turn it around and sell an event instead. And when you do that, and the person happens to be over, you know. So it's actually very, 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 very good. Now, let me just try and see if I can finish with the Q&As, and then we can move to the live questions. So another anonymous attendee here says, this business has taught me never to prejudge, but anytime I meet a prospect, I shake, and it's made me fall off. I really love this business, and I feel within me that I can do this. As to where to start, what would you say to this person?
Relax, you know. You have something massive. Fall back on any leader. Note that give a leader a text. So, for example, I had Kofo. He all those other things, I would have been nervous. I would have fumbled. I would have thought, hey, maybe he won't be ready to get started. I mean, get started on what? I would have overthought it. You know, so look at your prospect and ask for the sale, but according to how you think they can give you a very good answer. The second titanium was the MD of ADB. I said to him, the titanium membership is $6,000. $6,000. But the only reason why I'm here is because today is the last day of our promotion at $1,000. He opened his drawer, he gave me 1,000 cash. And he said, quickly sign me up before the promotion is over.
You're missing out.
I said it's 6,000. In America, it's 6,000. My third titanium. Now I don't know, it's God sent, because I was waiting for a prospect who didn't show up. So I was at Starbucks, so I decided to just order food and I was eating. I saw my friend come and he has a bit of money. It's like, hey, it's been a long time. And I was like, yeah. So what are you up to? He was like, oh, he does apartments and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, what am I up to? And I said, oh, I do luxury planes and yachts. It was like luxury planes and yachts. And I was like, yeah, that's what I do. I'm hardly here. I'm always flying because I have high-end clients in South Africa and America and stuff like that. It's a private membership stuff. He's like, private membership what? And I was like, you want to know about it? He was like, yeah. And I played only the titanium video. And I said, you know what? I'm talking to my partner right now. I was chatting I quickly messaged IND Peter, and I was like, titanium member testimonial. And he said yes. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm chatting with my partner from South Africa because I need to go and tweet for a thing. And that was never specific. And he was like, okay. I was like, do you want to speak to him? He's a titanium member. He was like, what's titanium? I said, the video you just watched, the private jets, private yachts, etc. He was like, yeah, I want that. So you mean I can get a private jet tomorrow? I was like, yeah, you get the app, you book and you schedule, you can get that. Let me call him. I called him, I put him on video. And I said, Peter, edify Peter. And I said, and he spoke to Roy Card, and I stopped titanium. That was it, three titaniums. So,
and it was back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You know, I used to drive a Honda, and I went to a party in the evening. And she delayed a little. On my way back, it was pretty late. I crashed my car. Okay. And I was like, oh, what is all this? Do you remember I sent you a message that I had a car accident on my way back home? It was raining and I crashed the front of my car. The whole bumper crashed. So in the car, I was like, if this Worldventures thing is for me, God should just show me a sign, because I had to wait till 11 o'clock to show the presentation to her, and she said no. Now to drive back all the way home, and I'm so tired. If this thing is for me, God should just show me a sign. I just want a sign. That was it. the following week, 3 titaniums in 1 week. I felt like that was the sign. I didn't stop from there. I felt like that was that's major. And a former president, boss of ADB, told
People know people on their phone book and they can't even sign them as silver.
You know, so yeah, I feel like if you follow the system and you put your mind to achieving something, God helps. He'll help you. He'll help you hit the ranks. And some will stay, some won't. But he puts people in your way all the time. He'll put people in your way all the time, all the time. And it's Worldventures for me. My first couple of years, my first year was a massive test. Test of character, test of endurance, test of if I say I want all sorts of tests.
How bad do you really want it? So not to cut you, but another anonymous person that says, what do you do when your team members are relaxed, although you're always on them trying to push them?
I send them a message. I have a few people I speak to every day. They hear from me 2 times a day, whether they like it or not. They hear from me. But I have an accountability page where I'll post. But I work on my personals more. Okay. I work on 3-way calls with those who want to call me. I'll put on my team page, I'm available for 3-way calls. Those who want to call me will call me. They are not my employees. They don't work for me. They should have a why. I talk to them about having a why. A general conversation, I get to know them on a personal level, but I cannot impose. Okay, I can say, hey, I'm giving you guys a target for 1 goal this whole week or 2 goals this whole week, and I'll throw a reward. You get a trip here, or you get this, or you get credit or something. But I spend more time finding my personals than on them. Them is generic. If they want to do it, fine. If they win, fine. But it's my business. I focus on me.
Okay, cool. So Francis Teta is asking you, Cheska, which mode of presentation would you recommend from your experience, one-on-one or group?
One-on-one.
One-on-one. Awesome. So another one says, from your experience with signing up with Worldventures, what's your definition of success in just one word and why?
Helping people.
Okay.
Helping people.
Another one says,
why?
I want to know, why that?
Why? Because it's Worldventures that has taught me about when you're able to help enough people, you get what you want. How do you know perfectly well that I didn't make a lot of money in my first year or whatever? I had a lot of personals, but I didn't have residual. I didn't have duplication. When I shifted to help those who needed to be helped, that's when I started generating residual. So because it's residual income, there's no way you cannot help other people. You have to, and that's how you actually make money. That's how you make more money.
Now this person says, I want to know what one should do when they've received a no for 2 months.
Stop asking. Move on.
Okay. Cheska, tell me about your work ethics. I'm sure you've heard a lot about her work ethic already, but how do you duplicate your work ethics? So this person is asking for you to tell them about your work ethics, which I'm sure they've heard, and then how you duplicate it.
All right, cool. So if you can wake up in the morning, you have a 9 to 5. So I had a 9 to 5 for like 5-6 years. If you can follow a routine for your boss, you can follow a routine for yourself. I have a timetable for myself. I have a schedule for myself. So when I wake up, I do my to-do list, and then I eat. Then I start ticking off my to-do. Those I need to invite to Zooms. I already have my list. I always prepare my list in the night, so that in the morning I strike up conversations. Those I have to invite for Zooms, I do that in the morning. Find out whether they can do the 12:30, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I do that. So I spend time on that. Then I go and do my personal business, my share butter business or my electronics, or whatever it is. And then I work out in the evening and then do some more three-way calls or Zooms or stuff. So I have a timetable for myself that I follow.
Okay, this one says, I have few friends and the ones I get to invite ain't buying the idea. It's frustrating sometimes. What would you say to such a person?
If you are doing a one-on-one with these people and they are not buying, try and put them on a group Zoom, because the group Zooms have different testimonials. And sometimes the way you're presenting, they might not understand it. Maybe somebody else can present it to them better. So if you did a one-on-one and it didn't work, try and put them on a group Zoom. In fact, group Zooms are social validation, okay? So put them on a group Zoom. If they still say no, it's okay, move on.
Right. So, I mean, as a follow-up question to this, I would want to find out from you, which works better for you? I mean, especially in this COVID era where, you know, we are not doing physical meetings and stuff like that. Are you taking advantage of our group meetings, our group Zooms, or you are running your own personal Zooms?
Oh, both. I take full advantage of Team Zooms. Team Zooms, I always have to, and how do I duplicate myself? I show my team people what I'm doing. If I have a guest on the Zoom or 2 or 3 guests, I'll take a screenshot, I'll circulate and put it on my team page so they know I have guests on the Zoom. Also, how do I duplicate myself? Whichever book I'm reading on personal development, I send it out to some select people. I'm reading this book, you should read it too. I like this and this. I listen to audios, one audio a night. I've listened to all the audios more than 10 times. I still listen to them. So I can even recite them right now. And I'll take a screenshot.
Where are the audios? Where are the audios for those who don't know where they can get audios? Where are the audios?
The TEX app. So when you go here, the TEX app, okay, you'll see that it has books, it has audios and recommended books that you can read. So you really need to use this app because this app has everything. So audios is right here, okay?
Audios at
and
the
then
top.
The books.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and then this is books. So all the books are here.
Okay, so on your Team Expansion app are the audios and the books. The Team Expansion app, a lot of people have it, but they don't use it, you know. So there's a reason why our leader session has invested so much money into that app. Let's make good use of it, okay? So I'm going to allow for live questions. We have just about 10 minutes to wrap up this call. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, not literally, but virtually, okay? And we're going to allow you to ask Marketing Director Francesca Apeagyei a question. So the first person I'm going to allow to talk seems to have a name in another language. I'm not too sure what language this is, but I'm going to unmute her. Hello? 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 Okay, so I don't know, but I'm going to allow Ken from Sierra Leone to ask a question. So Ken, if you can hear me, please take it away.
Okay, Harold, thank you so much. Congratulations, Cheska. And in fact, you really inspired some of us. You really inspired some of us. But my question to you this evening is, from your presentation, it looks like you gave out social life. Have you regretted?
No. What does social life mean?
You were more focused on what you wanted.
What does social life mean?
You weren't going out, you gave out all those things. We didn't hear you say, okay, you went out doing ABC. It was all based on what you wanted.
Yes.
Calling Harold, doing that. And we wanted to find out whether you have regretted.
No, because what does social life means? Hang out with your friends to talk about what? Do what? Things that you've been doing since high school. Time to grow up. It's time to realize that that's not what's going to pay the bills. That's expenditure. At a point in your life, you don't need it. I didn't need it then. I probably won't need it for a while. My best social life is a dream trip.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ken, for your question. So we're going to move on to Clement, all the way from Ukraine. Clement is on the line. Clement, you have the floor.
Okay, Harold, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I want to congratulate Cheska. It was, I think, a day ago that I realized a friend of Cheska's is my friend, Alice Blighton.
Oh, Alice. Yeah, Alice.
Okay, so I want to know, can you do this part-time and still make it? Or you have to forgo your job and go all out?
No, I still do it part-time. I honestly still do it part-time because I'm setting up. So Harold knows in the night I do my in Google share butter. I've had EU exposés and etc. and fairs with my share butter. It's been very busy. Charles always knows 1 a.m. Then I'll send him videos of me preparing share butter at 1 a.m. and stuff because I feel like the 24 hours sometimes is not enough. So it's a phase, okay? It's a phase. Do kill yourself for it. It will pass. Then you can do whatever you like. Trust me. But when you're broke, it's not the time to chill. It's not. And when your kids need stuff and you can't afford it, it was the chilling money that you use, and it's affecting it. So come back to you. So don't do it. Do it part-time. You can't do it part-time. I started out doing it part-time. I do it more now than before. But I asked Harold from 7 to 10 or 11, we're still seeing people. And that was part-time because morning and afternoon, I gave it to my boss. Okay. So yeah, kill yourself for it because it's worth it. It's worth it.
All right. Thank you very much, Clement, for your question. We're moving on to LED. LED, you have the floor. You can unmute yourself. Hello?
Yes, maybe she's gone.
I'm sure she's lost. So Sarah is on the line and we're going to allow Sarah. Sarah, you have the floor. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Sarah. Hello? Okay, so we seem to have lost Sarah. We're moving on to Director Eddie. Eddie's on the line. Eddie, you have the floor.
All right, thank you so much. The moment I've been waiting for. Congrats once again, Cheska. I think I'm tired of congratulating you. You've done remarkably amazing, and your story is definitely inspiring.
Yes, hello.
So Eddie, if you can hold on, let's allow Sarah to roll. So Sarah, we can hear you now. Please take it away.
Okay. Yeah, please. Cheska, my question is, how were you able to do it when you have at least your 4 and you are always on their neck and nobody is making any move? How were you feeling? Like I should move on.
Yes.
Like you talk to them, they should make a list. They will tell you they are preparing the list. Yes, you don't see them on a call. Nothing.
Yeah, the one thing I learned is that not everybody has burning desire. You're looking for people who have burning desire. Those people are rare. Those people are hard to find. The moment you find someone who has burning desire, you won't talk this much. The moment Chrissy started building, when he got Vida Cafe, he invited me to Vida Cafe. He said, look, I've got a location, let's do presentation here. That's somebody with burning desire. They stand out. Not a lot of people. In fact, very, very few people have burning desire. Everybody wants to post quotes up every day and show that they are doing something, show that they are busy, but they are not. Not everybody is ambitious. So that person or those people, their attention is probably somewhere else. They are probably looking at something else to give them money. They probably signed up because they thought it was a get rich quick scheme that they'll put their money in and get some. Everybody has different reasons for signing up. You think they're signing up because they want more. They don't.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Sarah, for your question. So we're moving on to Eddie. Eddie, you have the floor now.
All right. Once again, thank you for the opportunity, Cheska. Massive congratulations once again. Your story is inspiring lot of people. I see people messaging, thank you for sending me the link. I had to call people personally to join this call, and people don't understand the value of what we have. So all I want you to do is share with everybody on this call, especially new members, who think they can do this business without the next event coming up on bootcamp. People that are trying to negotiate training, share with them the reason why it's never going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, it's never going to happen. I've never missed a training. In fact, the training happening in October, I've already booked it now. If we were flying out, I would have already booked my flight by now. I wouldn't have understood Worldventures without training. I wouldn't have understood what is going on without training. You can't be a medical doctor without going to medical school. People who don't go for training think we are just talking. They think they can repeat what we are saying. There's a psychological part and an emotional and an intellectual part to sales in general. And ignorant people do not make money. Every person who didn't have formal education had informal education, or they were self-taught. If you can't submit yourself to being taught, you can't teach. So if you don't go for training, you are out. I disregard everybody who doesn't go for training and comes to ask me the same question we learned at training. I say, look, if you don't go for the next training, you're not going to succeed, because Makaseta is worth $5,000 an hour, and he's teaching you. The founder of Worldventures, when Nugent, is literally teaching you. IMDs who are worth $50,000 a month are teaching you. All you have to pay is $50. That's what 300 cedis to learn from all these people in 2 days combined, to get this much knowledge, to be like who you think you want to be or in future from these guys. You're negotiating it. Maybe also the leaders are not painting the value of training to their members. Maybe you're texting instead of calling. Me, I'll personally come to your house just to talk about training. I invited my own member through invitation technique as Golden Tulip to talk about training. I called for 3-way call just to close on training. How you did that closing? Just to close, I presented training, closed on training. They won't see the value. You that you've been, you need to put it in them. And if they don't
Awesome.
then there's nothing you can do.
Awesome. So thank you very much for Eddie for your question. So I'm sure that is well said. If you're on this call and you haven't booked for bootcamp, listen, you are 3 months away from quitting. Anybody that has heard from me definitely knows I don't mince words when it comes to that. The next person we're going to allow to ask a question is the one and only Enoch. Enoch is on the line. Enoch, you have the floor. Enoch, you can unmute yourself.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks a lot. I'm sure you can hear me loud and clear. So, Cheska, congratulations again. Super proud of you. And my question to you is, knowing what you know now, if you were to go back in time on which is actually the same day I signed up to Worldventures, what would you do differently, knowing what you know now? That's my simple question.
I'll share faster. I'll share faster.
Share faster. Okay, great. John Cox is on the line and he has a question. Cox, if you can hear me, please take it away.
Okay, I can hear you. Thank you very much. Oh, Cheska, man. The first time I joined, the first 2 weeks when I was on the page, anytime I saw you sign somebody, I was like, damn, I want to be like Cheska. I want to be like Cheska. I want to be like Cheska. I kept saying this thing in my head. I want to be like Cheska. I am so excited. You're an MD now. I am so excited. I like your work ethics. This is how I want to be. I want to be strict and firm. When you are lazy, I'll pick you out, just like you said, throw you out. Or like you said, now you don't even pick them out. You just allow them to die all by themselves. I mean, that is the kind of ethics I want to go with. Now, my question is, I want to know, do I have to have some extra skill in order to attract the big shots? Because it looks like almost everybody you're bringing in is like a big shot.
Yeah. You need to be a smooth talker. That's a skill. You need to hang around older people a lot and listen to them a lot in order to learn how they don't really want your opinion because you're younger, but then the moment you can flow with them, I don't understand. I don't know how to. Do you hang around older people a lot?
Yeah, but it's sometimes it's you might not even know what to talk and discuss with them whilst you're with them. So when it's now Worldventures time and you want to go and speak to your big boss who's like 65 years and a big man, I mean,
Find out
there
what his
should be.
problem need is. His problem need, like, so when was the last time you traveled? And then he's like, oh, me travel maybe a year or something. It's like, okay, you know what? I saw this trip to Dubai, $600. My dad took the trip with my mom. Tell a story. Amazing. They redid their whole honeymoon, etc., etc. Tell a story. Let it be something they can relate to. All the adults that have, it's a flow. Like you have to, if you want to enroll a lot of adults, you need to be around adults. Because the moment you sound slightly immature or you don't have some confidence, they're not going to mind you. They'll see you as a salesperson, and that's it.
All right, thank you.
So, Cox, you probably want to read more and read more on read more. Let's read more. Maybe
Yeah.
Cheska, you should recommend some books for Cox to check out.
Yeah.
So Dion's hand has been up for the longest time. Dion, if you can hear me, please take it away.
Hi.
Hi, Dion.
Thank you very much,
You're
MD
welcome.
Harrow, for this opportunity. Congratulations, sis. I'm so proud of you. You know
Thank
how
you.
much I disturb you each day.
Yes, yes.
Actually, your spirit kills me. Your spirit kills me, truly. My question here is, if you have people who are so into it, the prospects that you introduce this program to, they are so into it, then you get excited. They even give you their details to sign them up. Then all of a sudden, when it comes to their money, they disappear. You chat them, they don't respond. You call them, they don't pick up your calls. What do you do?
I think this is a problem that happens to all of us. Sometimes what they do is that they go and research online. So sometimes I'll let you know that, hey, if you decide to go and search online or research online, you'll find things like it's a scam and it's this. It's from competitors. We compete directly with all travel and tour companies. We also compete with other multi-level marketing companies, and we are number one. So we take up a lot of their business. So what some people are doing now is they go online and they go and write bad reviews. Be careful of what you read. I'll give them a warning. I give them heads up. Sometimes after a presentation and they say, I want to think about it, I let them know because I know they are going to research. And then also I tell them, also, if you share this with your friend who hasn't done this before, they're going to give you some bad advice. I'm showing you what I've done. You just heard from my friend who did the three-way call. So trust us and get back to us. If you don't get back to us, that's cool. And I remove the emotional attachment. The moment I say, if you don't get back to me, that's cool. I take away my emotional attachment and I move. So say, look, if you don't sign up with us, that's cool, and move.
Okay, so you need to issue the disclaimer before they even leave your presence. So well said. The next person we're going to allow to talk is Reverend Father Theophilus. So Reverend Father, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, please, let's hear you.
Okay. I think a follow-up question on what the lady just asked. This venture is very important and very interesting for people like some of us and other people who want to join. But then some few people are also looking at the risk involved and how the economy has become at this moment of time. So what is the assurance, even though you introduce the person into it, what is the assurance that the person is guaranteed of what is to end? Again, I want to find out that in case for the period in which you are supposed to get your four people and you are unable to get them with the subscription charges, can something be done about it?
Okay, thank you, Reverend. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay.
So this is, first of all, the risk. Entrepreneurship. Okay, I told you I invested a lot of money in Playboy and it didn't work out. I've tripled my investment in my share butter. Whether it works out or not, we don't know. Entrepreneurship is about risk. Network marketing offers the lowest risk to start a business. Okay, you are starting an entire business at $150. And with every company, you pay rent, you pay taxes. You're paying $43. So if you're an entrepreneur or you've started up your own business, you'll understand that the close to £40,000 I've paid on my share butter company is next to nothing when it comes to Worldventures. If you want to grow a massive organization and you're being asked to pay $43 per month, and you've handled your own business before, it's nothing. Every business has running overhead costs. Yours is the lowest, complete lowest. So if you don't get your 4 income pay, that I'll question if you really want to be an entrepreneur. Otherwise, stick to 9 to 5. If that's what I'll say. It's not cut out for everybody. Once you don't understand how entrepreneurship works, you think that you're entitled to something, but you're not. It's all in, lose or win. That's how it's played. It's very tough. That's why a lot of people don't succeed. And then the second thing is, if you don't get your 4, you need to keep going, because there are some people who've paid dues for the longest time, but they keep going. They find 4 and even end up becoming IMDs. So it's not about the immediate 4, it's the things that you learn in the process. How to invite, how to share, how to enroll, how to educate, psychology of reading people, the whole process, the books that you learn from it, that's where the growth happens. So it's not about 4. It's not about
Okay,
4.
great. Thank you so much, Rev, for that. So this comment is coming in from Marketing Director Kabuti Okanse, and that says, MD Cheska, truly respect and appreciate your passion and focus for WV within all else that you do. Your willingness to embrace fun, freedom, and fulfillment is a joy to observe. Scuba diving still on our list because of you. Let's go RMD. And this one is from Ikea Mafu, says, Cheska, amazing story. How do you train new members who seem to be busy all the time, especially those who are keen on business, especially? Cheska?
Oh, it means that they've thought about it and they've shot themselves before you even. Some people disqualify themselves before you even disqualify them. I never disqualify anybody. They disqualify themselves. Harold, if I didn't call you, if I went back and said, this thing, I don't think I can do it, I will not call you because I've disqualified myself. I did think I could do it. That's why I called you. And I didn't know how I'll do it. I just needed you to teach me. I qualified myself. The thing about network marketing is you always qualify yourself. So if they're always busy, it means that they feel like they can't do it and they've disqualified themselves. And sometimes we give attention to people who need it and not those who deserve it. Go and look for other people who deserve your attention. That's what I'll say.
There's a comment here that says, how do you cope with this pandemic? People join the Zoom and they go like they don't have money.
They didn't understand the Zoom.
Okay,
the
great.
Zoom is to tell you how we make money. I think Reverend said something about the pandemic, how we're doing it during lockdown. We're selling membership online. So Reverend, definitely book for bootcamp because it will be explained very well to you at bootcamp.
3 minutes to the top of the hour. We're going to allow just 2 questions. We need to wrap up. We've done 1.5 hours. So I'm going to allow 2 people to ask questions, just a male and a female, hopefully. I'm going to allow our incoming director, Mr. Kofi Apeagyei. So Kofi, Kebe, if you can hear me, you have the floor.
All right, I can hear you loud and clear. So thank you, Harold, for this opportunity, and massive, massive congratulations, Cheska, for this amazing feat.
Thank you.
First time I met Cheska, I remember very clearly, was at the airport when we were flying out for Momentum in February. And one of my fondest memories is when we were sitting in one hotel in Kenya eating, and she was speaking with me and asking what I knew about colors. I had no idea what colors were. And I remember you mentioning that somebody's a green, someone said, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Colors.
Cheska was like, if you don't talk in colors, I don't think you can roll with us. Wow, immediately I went to watch the video and did my test and all that. Where I'm going with this is, Cheska, I just want you to tell us how important is it for a member to know about colors, because it has helped me a lot in identifying people and in prospecting. I just want you to explain how, just let the members know the importance of colors in this business. Thank you.
Great. Europe Bootcamp Europe. So I invited a couple of people of my members who booked for Bootcamp Africa over to my house over the weekend to watch Bootcamp Europe, and Marcasetta trained on colors. I believe he may train on colors for Africa. It's a relationship business and we're dealing with people. So you have to learn how to read people. Even the moment someone sits down and I ask 1 or 2 questions and I look at posture and body language, I can guess the color, and so I know what to say. Because sometimes we fumble with what to say or how to begin. If you know the colors and study the personality, it makes it easier for the flow. Okay, so go on your team page, KB. I think I'll send something to Eddie, and he'll put the color test. And you can go to YouTube, Marcasetta, YouTube, go to colors, okay, and watch his colors. And then I'll send that thing to Eddie, and then he'll put it on your page for you. And then
Thank you very much. Okay, so the last person, because we have to wrap up. So Mary's hand is raised. We're going to allow Mary. Elidy's hand has been raised for the longest time. I really wish she could ask a question. I don't know if she can unmute herself now, but Elidy, if you can unmute yourself, then you'll be my last. Elidy, can you hear me? I don't know if it's a mistake, but well, I'm going to give the chance to Mary then. Mary, if you can hear me, please take it away.
Hi, good evening. Hey, Cheska, congratulations. You're all happy for you.
Mary. Thank you.
I just wanted to find out what has training done to your business? Because for me, when I tell my team members, like Harold told me to go for training, and for me that was like a turnaround for me for my business. But I wanted to find out, what has training done to your business? My team
what training has done for me personally, is to grow me in the business mentally. Okay, so if I go for training alone, I'll be doing the business. It's linear income. I'll be doing this business alone. You definitely need to get your team to grow mentally with you. Okay, training is everything. Worldventures, I don't think will be this strong without training, and they've invested a lot in training. So training is what will make other reps see what you see, feel how you feel, experience what you experience. And so do everything you can to get serious ones on training. You don't need everybody. This business, you never need everybody. you need the serious ones. Get them to train them.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for your time. 2 minutes past the hour of 11 p.m. We've done 1.5 hours. I wish I could really take all your questions, but we have to go. It's been a great one. Thank you so much, Cheska, for making time to be on our call tonight. It's been a great one. We're looking forward to you, celebrating you as regional marketing director very soon, and then you come back and then probably do a part 2 of this interview. But hey, I'm so proud of you. Cheska, you came into my business and you were like what I had always prayed to God for. Before I signed you up, I've always wanted to tell you this, but I just feel that this is the right time to tell you. At a point I was really, really wondering if this was going to work because I joined the business and I was doing all the work for over 5 months, and I kept asking myself, would there be, and I was hungry, so I didn't care doing all the presentations just to make sure I make my money. But you came in and then you made everything make sense. Everything that I had learned from training began to make sense, and I truly appreciate your partnership. Listen, I couldn't have had a better leader than yourself. And listen, this is to bigger days to come, more fun days to come, more dream trips, bigger residual paychecks. Listen, man, we're going to sit in that front seat and we're going to look back on today. All right?
All right. Thank you.
So thank you so much for making time to be here. Guys, it's been another one. So guess what? Next week, we're coming back bigger and better. So keep your Zooms right here. We're coming back with yet another guest. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait for next week, Monday. Thank you so much, guys, for making time to be on our call tonight. My name is Amenyah, your marketing director, and it's a wrap. Have a good night, guys.